Remember all those years ago when everyone was worshipping Omastar because of Twitch plays Pokemon? Yeah, those were the days. While far below God tier status in GSC Underused, Omastar is a pretty good Pokemon in the metagame. When compared to all the water types in GSC Underused, Omastar's main claim to fame is its rock type. While this does grant it an unfortunate weakness to ground, and it lacks a water resist, Omastar gains an invaluable normal resistance, as well as a useful flying resistance. Omastar's normal resistance is its most valuable asset due to the immense prominence of Granbull, who is arguably the best Pokemon in the entire metagame. Granbull is an incredibly dangerous Pokemon with almost no defensive checks, and Omastar is the single best answer to most of its variants. Against Curse Talk variants, Omastar can easily deal with even boosted Granbull and 3-hit KO it with Surf. Unlike Haunter and Magneton, Omastar is not immediately threatened by Hidden Power Ground variants, only being 4-hit KO'd by the attack unboosted. In fact, it takes 2 Curse boosts for Granbull to even 2-hit KO Omastar with Hidden Power Ground, and it's going to be difficult for Granbull to get 2 Curse boosts when Omastar smacks it around with Surf. Omastar commonly uses Rest Talk sets in order to absorb Lovely Kiss variants of a Granbull, further improving its matchup against the Raging Dog. Omastar is one of only 2 Pokemon, with the other being Shuckle, that can take on Curse Hidden Power Ground Granbull with a degree of safety, and Omastar definitely fits on more teams than Shuckle does. Omastar is also the best counter to Dodrio, who is a famously difficult Pokemon to switch into, because of its power, normal stab, and speed. Even if Dodrio uses Hidden Power Ground, it barely does anything to Omastar. Omastar also does well against passive, mono-normal Curse users, such as Hypno and Wigglytuff. After switching in and forcing one of these threats out, Omastar is able to fire special attacks from its rather beefy special attack stat. Since Omastar has free entry on Granbull, a lot of offensive teams really don't like switching into it long term. Omastar easily 2-hit KOs the ground types of the metagame, like Nidoqueen and Piloswine, while scoring a 3-hit KO on most other threats. This gives it an advantage over Haunter and Magneton, who both struggle at reliably breaking ground types. After the obligatory Surf, Omastar can choose either Hidden Power Electric or Ice Beam as a coverage move on its Rest Talk sets. Ice Beam allows Omastar to hit grass types, like Blossom, Jumpluff and Victreebel for solid damage, while also 2-hit KOing Scyther. Meanwhile, Hidden Power Electric allows Omastar to 2-hit KO Gyarados and Qwilfish, while also 3-hit KOing Slowbro, Politoed and Blastoise after Spike's damage. Of the two, Hidden Power Electric is better in today's metagame, because hitting Gyarados and Qwilfish is far more important than hitting the rare, generally passive grass types. On semi-stall teams, Omastar can commonly wear Qwilfish down with Hidden Power Electric, so the Blastoise can use Rapid Spin easier. Omastar can use more offensive sets with Thief, which lets Omastar ruin the longevity of a special wall like Hypno or Lantern. This set is rather risky, however, due to Lovely Kiss Granbull, which can just sleep you and then likely win the matchup. Omastar is primarily used on offensive teams, because you need Granbull checks on them, and Omastar is the second best one, so just throw it on there I guess. Offensive teams hate Hidden Power Ground Granbull, so using Omastar has advantages over using Haunter. Omastar is also great on semi-stall teams, which need an option against Hidden Power Ground Granbull that isn't entirely passive, like Shuckle would be. Omastar used to be a stall staple, but people realised that Shuckle is just a superior normal resist for those teams. So that's pretty much all there is to say on Omastar. It's a really simple Pokemon to explain overall. It owns Granbull and then it's kind of annoying to switch into after that. Let's just get into the history lesson part then. Omastar was absolutely non-existent for a majority of GSC Underused history. Throughout all the 2000s and most of the 2010s, it was never, ever seen. People saw it as a Dodrio counter and nothing more. The vast majority of Granbull variants at this time were just the standard Curse Rest Talk variant, so the Pokemon that could beat it, like Haunter and Magneton, who also had a better matchup against the overall metagame, were superior. Omastar was truly never seen for so many years. It was like a C- tier mon with how much it was being used. When the first GSC Unreal's viability rankings went up, Omastar was just not on there. Trash can Pokemon like Vileplume, Persian, and Raticate of all things were on there, but no Omastar. Some people even wanted to drop Omastar to NU, which didn't end up happening thankfully, because Omastar would ravage the hell out of GSC NU. The reason it didn't end up happening was because Omastar was discovered right after the viability rankings went up, and soon became an actual Pokemon. There was a GSC Unreal's tournament held around this time, and it was Omastar's first real shot in the metagame. Several players were using Omastar, including the tournament winner, HSA. After this, Omastar was at last ranked on the viability rankings. As time went on, Omastar became even more popular. It continued to see usage in tournaments like UUPL year after year, establishing itself as a GC Unreal staple. While it has fallen off in usage somewhat, it's still a great Pokemon in today's metagame. That is not to say it's perfect though, because that would be really lying. Outside of checking Granbull, Dojo, and Mono Curse users, Omastar's good matchups are few and far between. Pretty much the only other thing it can reliably beat is like Hidden Power Bug Scyther, aka a stat that isn't used anymore. While Omastar can check most variants of Granbull, some variants of the bull use Thunder, which is a guaranteed 2KO on Omastar that can also paralyze it. Thunder Granbull is a massive threat to teams using Omastar as their normal check, and the set has gotten more popular than its seemingly gimmick status would suggest. Omastar's typing and lacking special defense also give it a poor matchup against the tier special attackers, like Mr. Mime, Electabuzz, and Haunter. Omastar is also hard countered by both Slowking and Lantern, who can both use it as an opportunity to fire off their powerful attacks. Lastly, Omastar does face some competition from other water types, like Slowking and Blastoise, due to their water resistance and lack of a ground weakness. They also beat more Pokemon overall than just Granbull, Dojo, and Mono Curse users. But Omastar is really good. Like, this thing is just like God. They should drop it to NU so it can just destroy the whole metagame. Don't actually do that though. GSC NU is perfect, please.